All right, good day, everyone. This is CJ, and I'm very excited today to be joining, doing a Rogue Coin interview. And today's guest is Hugo Renaudin, and Hugo is the Chief Product Officer for Legolas Exchange. Now, if you don't know what Legolas Exchange is, it's the first. It incorporates a decentralized ledger within its proprietary centralized platform. They also had a very successful ICO. So, Hugo, welcome to Rogue Coin.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been visiting your website and learning more about Legolas Exchange, everything you do. But before we do that, why don't you share a little bit for our listeners how you got started with this company, how you got started into the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry?
Sure. So, we're all the team has been in the crypto space for quite a while now. So Uziel, the CTO, has been working for Counterparty, which was one of the first decentralized exchange. So he's been in the space since the early 2012, something like that. Fred, the CEO, has started a few businesses in crypto. And started looking at things like starting projects and stuff like that. And I've been in the space for a few years now. And if you want the idea behind Legolas is saying that actually the cryptocurrency market was completely unfair and did absolutely not show the values of the blockchain technology. So when you look at the blockchain technology, it's actually a technology that allows you to be fair, transparent, to do transactions with people you don't have to trust. And the reality is that the cryptocurrencies, which are based on these blockchains, on the blockchain technology, actually you can exchange them only on shady marketplaces. You have to trust people that you don't know to make sure that you can transact correctly, that your money goes in the account in which you want to transact. So there was this kind of discrepancy between the core idea, the core philosophy of the blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, and the way people actually transact those cryptos. And the idea was simply to bring back transparency, fairness, and all those values to the cryptocurrency market. So that's why we thought and designed Legolas Exchange in the first place.
Well, that's very exciting, and that's something that I completely agree with, because as far as the exchanges and when the time that you process an exchange and wondering when you're actually going to get credit, receive that, so it's a very interesting concept, and I know that you recently also had a very successful ICO. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. So we raised exactly 3,504 bitcoins in an ICO. So was done in several parts. The first one, in the first part was a pre-sale, which lasted a bit more than a month and a half. So we went and see private investors and just doing a regular pre-sale. And the public sale, the ICO, was on February 1st. It lasted 9 hours. It was absolutely crazy. I mean, we didn't expect that much.
Wow, it sold out that quickly, 9
Yeah,
hours.
9 hours we sold out 2,000 bitcoins. So I mean, absolutely crazy. A lot of support from the community. So it was very very cool to see, actually. And very exciting. And it was a great experience.
Excellent. Now, I know you guys are taking some very interesting concepts on how you were determining everything which coins can be exchanged on your platform. I believe that each person that bought into it, as far as actually holding, and what is your token? I'm sorry, I know I wrote it down in my notes, but what is your token again?
So the token is the LGO token. The use of this token is actually very simple. You can use LGO tokens to pay transaction fees on the exchange. So it's very similar to the Binance coin, for example, which you can use to pay transaction fees on Binance. So here, the LGO token, you pay the transaction fees on Legolas Exchange on whichever currency pair that will be listed on the Legolas Exchange. You'll be able to pay those fees with LGO tokens.
Okay, excellent. And then as far as the tokens, or I'm sorry, the cryptocurrencies that a user can actually delve into, have those been determined by your exchange, by Legolas yet?
No, not yet. To be fair, we're still shipping the product, which is the exchange. But I can give you some more color on what kind of coins we'll be listing
Yeah,
And
that would be great because and again I saw it on the website somewhere. I think it's on the vote results. I'm going to go ahead and click on this because I think this is very interesting because you allowed your users that purchased your that involved with your ICO to actually vote, right? Is that correct?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the idea, the idea behind an ICO is saying that you're actually building a community, and you're asking this community to help you build this product. So it's only normal, to for us to ask this community what they want, how they want this product to be built. And so that was our way of asking the community how they want, what kind of offering they want on Legolas Exchange. So that's why we did this vote. And we'll list the first one when the exchange will be live. But if you want the idea behind the listing of tokens and the coins that we'll be offering on the Legolas Exchange, it's very simple. We want to be a perfectly transparent, compliant, and perfectly compliant exchange. So that means that we can only list very good coins of very high quality with a good team with a proven track record of execution, and that's the type of coins that will be listed. No scams. No, I mean we won't be looking for the quick buck, of just having a listing fee and listing a very shady token or a scam or
Right.
Ponzi scheme. Like we're going to be very very diligent on the tokens that we'll be listing.
Excellent. And I think that's probably what you just said as far as diligence and important. I mean, Hugo, we hear from time to time that either an exchange was hacked or funds were, with removed from someone's account without permission. So, what type of security protocols are involved with Legolas Exchange? What can you jump into that conversation a little bit?
Absolutely, and it's a very very important point. So I'm glad you bring that up. So there's two kinds of let's say securities. The first one is on it's more a matter of transparency. It's what kind of price you're paying. Are you getting scammed? Are you getting fooled by the exchange? So there's this practice which is called front running, which is actually something that has been done for ages in the traditional financial markets, and that is done on the current cryptocurrency exchange. So basically, what front running is just the exchange receiving your order and putting its own order before yours, and making a profit of this information that you send it. So it's basically insider trading at the exchange level. So that's something that we're solving, and we're not saying, hey, look, trust us, we're not doing it. We're actually preventing any front running to happen on Legolas Exchange. So we use a blockchain technology to do that. So we decentralize the order book. Orders come encrypted to the exchange. They're pooled in an order pool, which is sent to a blockchain. The block is validated. We retrieve this information from the blockchain, decrypt it, and then feed it to our matching engine, which is centralized. So we cannot manipulate the price. So this is the first kind of security which is on the exchange. The price is perfectly transparent, perfectly fair, and corresponds to supply and demand. Now, on the security of of both the fiat and the cryptos that will be on the exchange. So that's really a central point of the offering. So first, let me go through fiat currency. So the fiat currencies we're partnering up with traditional brokers. So those brokers, we have two partners right now. So Oscar Gross and Macor, sorry. So they're regulated in 7 countries. They're regulated with the SEC, the FINRA, the FMA. So all the big agencies, all the big regulators in the US and in Europe.
Okay.
So these brokers, they allow us to have bank accounts at top tier banks. So now what happens, for example, on Kraken or on any other exchange is that when you send $100 to an exchange, you don't know where it's going. It's going to a shady bank. It can go. You don't know. You don't know what kind of banks are holding your money, how it's done, if it's properly done, if there's some kind of insurance on the fiat funds that you're sending. So that's the first problem that we're solving, because we're partnering up with those guys that have very good relationships with banks, with top tier banks, which will offer bank accounts for Legolas users. So that's the first part, the security on the fiat funding. Now the second part, which is more tricky, the security on the crypto funds. So right now it's actually striking, because when you actually saying I have 10 Bitcoin on Kraken doesn't mean anything. You don't really have 10 Bitcoins. You don't really have, like, for what matters, the balance which is on your Kraken account. You're trusting Kraken to actually hold those tokens on behalf of you, but you're not sure there's an account with the exact amount of cryptos you have on Kraken, which is dedicated for you.
Correct. So yes, correct.
It's actually, they have a kind of database that they're updating, and they're saying you have this and you have that, but it's not, you don't physically own it. There's no account with your name on it and with the cryptos that you hold. So if the exchange gets hacked, all your funds are lost. All. I mean, chances are, that even if your orders are not, even if you didn't put orders, if you're just holding through the exchange, your funds are at risk. So now that's a risk that we've segregated: the custody risk and the exchange risk. So we're actually currently building a wallet, a cryptocurrency wallet, which is a multi-signature wallet with 3 signatures, of which 2 are needed to move the funds. And so Legolas users, what they'll have a wallet which will be built by Legolas, their own wallet, their own cryptocurrency wallet. If they're simply holding through the exchange, those funds are held in a wallet which is completely separated from the exchange operation, which is completely safe. And if they want to transact, they can just send their crypto funds from their wallet, which has been built, to the exchange. So if the exchange gets hacked, which hopefully which will not happen, hopefully, if the exchange gets hacked, all the funds that you hold on Leglolas Exchange are actually safe and completely segregated from this risk. So that's something that we're offering, and I mean, I'm very excited about this feature, because it actually, it's insane to me to think that the exchange risk, the operational risk, and the custody risk are not segregated today in any cryptocurrency exchange. It's completely centralized, and so we really focusing on separating those 2 risks and offering the best security on the crypto funds for our users.
That's excellent. Very good. You said something very interesting, and that's that you're partnering with banks as far as potentially being able to hold accounts. Or can you repeat that again? I think I heard part of it, but what specifically with the banks are you working with?
Sure. So one of the problems when you're operating a cryptocurrency exchange is to find bank accounts that allow you to offer fiat to crypto trading to your users, right? So, for example, if my users want to trade BTC against USD, I need to have a USD bank account. Now, it's very difficult for any cryptocurrency exchange to find banks. You see on a weekly basis, cryptocurrency exchanges get their account closed at the banks that we're working with. So it's very difficult. So now our solution is to partner up with brokers, institutional brokers that have those kind of licenses, that have those kinds of partnerships with banks. So it allows us to do 2 things. One is to have some kind of ease in terms of how we work with banks, because we're working with brokers that provide guarantees for us for these banks. And the second thing is that with these partnerships, we have a top-notch service level. I mean, we're working with people that have been handling clients' money for ages. It's their business, and we're applying this knowledge to the cryptocurrency market. So that's if you want, the main thing about banks and brokers, and the way our partnership works. It allows us to leverage their network of banks, and the second point is that it allows us to apply the service levels that they have to the market.
Okay, perfect. Excellent. And then in addition to that, as far as the actual KYC or the Know Your Customer documentation, so from a user perspective, to begin utilizing Leglolas Exchange, what kind of validation do you need from the individual potential account holder?
We're going to be very strict on the KYC and AML. For a very simple reason is that the core value of Legolas Exchange is to be fair, transparent, and secure. So we cannot, allow potential shady investors or, people that don't respect those kind of values to transact on Legolas Exchange. So the KYC processes that we'll have it will be pretty much aligned with what's required by any legislator and any regulator on the markets that we'll be operating with. So, I mean, yes, it's going to be not a hassle, but will require documents from our users, but but we'll have only high quality investors and good clients, and you'll be sure that when you're transacting on the Leglolas Exchange, you're actually not buying Bitcoin from a drug dealer or from a terrorist or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because we know that there's enough hype regarding that with the
Yeah, absolutely.
regulators.
No,
All
it's
right,
super
excellent.
important.
Yeah, it's super important. And then also taking a look at your timeline. So obviously, a successful ICO heading into 2018. It looks like Q1 you're going to have your beta version release. So where are you guys as far as your development and your timeline?
So we're pretty much on track. I mean, right now, so the tech team is in France, and it's so Uziel, the CTO, is leading this tech team in Bordeaux, which is a very nice city, and I recommend. So yeah, the development, if you want, there's several phases. The first one is building a matching engine, a scalable, fast, and secure matching engine. We've seen too many problems in the past few months and past few years of exchanges, being clogged or being long, Kraken for like up until January. Kraken was very lengthy. You couldn't place an order when there was a lot of people. When there were on any exchange, when there's a lot of people, when there's a lot of traffic, a lot of flows, the exchanges just stop working. So that's something that we cannot offer to our client, that we do not want to offer to our clients. So we're building a very high quality, scalable, and fast matching engine. So that's the first part of the development. We're on track of this. There's a dedicated team which is working 24/7 on that. So that's the first part. The second part is on the cryptocurrency wallet. So as I said earlier, we want to provide to give our customers this custody service, this custody wallet, and we're building it. So there's a team which is 100% dedicated on that, and they're working on that as well. Now, the third step will be, of course, to connect those two entities, so the cryptocurrency wallet and the matching engine, and to have some kind of first, to allow them to interact. So, when you do an exchange, when you do a trade on the matching engine, how it translates into your account on the cryptocurrency wallet. So that's the next step of development. And after that, we'll incorporate the Legolas protocol, the anti-front running protocol, to the matching engine. So that's pretty much the roadmap. And when this is done, I mean, we'll be live, and hopefully that will be by Q3 2018.
Right. Well, visiting your website, it's very transparent. I truly like the fact that that there is a posted, white paper, whiteboard. I guess you could jump to that if you want. There's a white paper. There's the team members, the team that's involved with it. You have all the information posted there. The other thing I like is that you're taking a very creative approach to network with potential clients, potential investors, utilizing all venues. I mean, your traditional Facebook, Twitter, but then you're also, using Discord and some other platforms as well. So that's pretty neat.
Yeah, sure. I mean, and it's all about building a community, and the way we did that, and it's actually Hugo Finkelstein, our CMO, that did a great job doing that. And we built communities, local communities. So we have a team of community managers coming from South Korea, coming from Japan, coming from China, coming from Brazil, from Russia, from France. From every like we have a multicultural team, and they're actually building the communities in their respective countries. So really, the focus was to build a community to answer the question in any language. And I guess that's what explained the success of the ICO, is that we really have this focus on making our investors and our community happy and building the ideal product for them.
Sure. Excellent. Excellent. Very good. So, for our listeners, Hugo, how can, well, before we do that, what else would you like to share regarding Legolas Exchange? Any other key information that you'd like to share with our listeners?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Legolas Exchange, the value prop of Legolas Exchange is actually, it seems simple. It seems simple, just doing a a fair, secure, and transparent exchange. There's no rocket science in that. I mean, there's a bit of technicals involved, of course, the anti-front running protocol, the cryptocurrency wallet, and the matching engine. Of course, this is very technical, but if you want, the concept itself is very simple, and it's actually it's very odd, even odd to think that by offering a clean product and a transparent product, a good product to the market, we can actually, I mean, make a killing and do a great ICO and build ship a perfect product. So it's kind of rewarding to think that we're trying to make some good things in the market, and people reward us for that. So that's really the focus, you know.
Right.
Rather than only thinking of it in terms of a technical perspective, it's even an ethical, let's say, from an ethical perspective, it's very rewarding to think that, you know, we're shipping a good product and people and people want this approach in the cryptocurrency market.
Excellent. And then is there any ideal as far as transaction fees, and have you established any type of percentage, or what are your, obviously we're not going to hold it to you hold it against you or for you as far as what specific the fee is going to be amount, because I know that there's probably certain, you know, negotiations, certain things that have to take place, but do you have a specific percentage or how the fees are going to work with Legolas Exchange?
So it's a bit early to give you a figure, to be perfectly honest. The way it's going to work, I mean, as any exchange, you know, we want to have liquidity on the platform. You know, we want people that put buy orders to actually buy the currencies, the cryptocurrencies they want to buy, and we want liquidity on the platform. So to do that, you have to incentivize what is called market makers, or just market makers, just people, you know, populating the order book, placing orders, and giving liquidity to the order. So there will be an incentive scheme, you know, with if, for example, when you're a taker, you pay more fees than when you're a maker on the market. But there's nothing, you know, set in stone right now.
Excellent. Very good. All right. Very good. Hugo, let's see. Why don't you jump in? How can our listeners learn more about Legolas? What other information would you like to share?
So the first step to learn more about Legolas and the development is to join our Discord channel. So that's the main way we use to talk to our community. So the Discord channel, the Telegram channel as well is pretty much used, but the Discord channel is better. It's better organized. You know, there's a different feed, and it's very well organized. The moderators are doing a great job on this channel. The second thing is to follow us on Medium as well. So
Okay, excellent. Yep.
we're writing several articles on a weekly basis, and, you know, updating everyone with what we're doing and where we want to go.
Very cool. Well, I'm very excited for your company. So thank you so much, Hugo, for a wonderful interview today, and very happy to be able to share this with Rogue listeners.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, everyone, this is CJ delivering a Rogue Coin interview with Hugo from the Legolas Exchange. You can check them out, visit their website. I'll make sure to put all the information as far as their links, their social handles in the description of the interview. And Hugo, once again, want to thank you so much for a great interview.
Thanks, CJ.